Alright, let's get into ELECEED. But wait, what about the Legend of the Northern Blade? You haven't finished that fight yet. And what about the beginning after the end? I thought this channel was all about that. I mean, that's what you even started with. Bring back Sylvie! Shut up. My channel. I can focus on multiple things at once. Ask your girlfriend. And your sister. And your mom. And your auntie.
Hey, auntie.
Initially, I didn't think much about this story when I first saw the advertisement on Webtoon. I thought, oh, this is just some school story. And it's about some friendly kid who's naive and stupid. You know, your essential anime protagonist. And then you have this mean, gruff tsundere guy who eventually befriends him. The naive, dumb kid has super speed. And the tsundere kid has electric powers. The electricity guy gives his powers to the super speed guy who becomes the most powerful person in the story. I was only 1/3 correct about my original assumption of this webtoon. When I started to read this story initially, I read the first few chapters, then dropped it, picked it up again, then dropped it again. This happened another 2 or 3 times. I kept dropping this series like a thought dropping it in the club or a parent with a newborn baby. But I finally picked up this story and never put it down again. This story is pure high-octane, unadulterated hype and wholesomeness. The artwork from chapter 1 is fantastic and continues to raise the bar as the story goes on. The colors are so bright and vivid, and the showcasing of powers is next level. All your favorite characters have depth and personality that are easy to love. The author does an excellent job making them matter to the story and matter to the readers. The whole story is centered around more than just the main characters, Jiwoo and Kayden. With its chorus of characters, this story gives the reader more than enough people to get attached to. The power of friendship is used in this webtoon, but it's never used in a cheesy or overly predictable way. Like, you know they're going to win. They're definitely going to win. They're obviously going to win. But it's the way they win that constantly has you on the edge of your seat, and there are actual stakes to these fights. The main characters don't just walk out of every battle with a massive explosion behind them, but they more often than not end up in the hospital after each of these epic fights. One of the main characters even loses their awakened powers. I'm not going to get into that now. If you haven't read it, you don't have to worry about spoilers. But when I do talk about this character, I will be putting in a spoiler warning. So for context, this story, of course, like many of the stories I cover here, is about superpowers. But instead of being magical or tied to some mystical energy, it's more sci-fi. The superpower people in this universe are called awakeners or awakened ones, depending on the translation. The power of these awakened people range anywhere from physical, mental, or psychic powers to even communicating with animals. A wide variety and combination of abilities leave the readers highly intrigued by the story and unable to guess what may or may not happen. When you think these are all the abilities that will show up, they bring out some brand new ability that you didn't think was possible or didn't know would appear in this webtoon. Although there are multiple main characters, there are 2 primary characters that the story is centered around. The first character is jiwooseo, and yes, that's how you pronounce his name. It's not Sui or Iso or Siwoo or any of the pronunciations that I've heard. In Korea, when you have a vowel in a name, it's the following letter you pronounce. Of course, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments because I love this story enough, so I want to make sure I have the pronunciations correct. Jiwoo is an adorable cinnamon roll soaked in a vat of S-grade wholesomeness. He eclipses Midoriya Izuku, Yuji Itadori, and Kamado Tanjiro in the best boy category. And I mean it, this dude is so adorable and cute, and it's never in an annoying way, and you never hate him for it. He's not a crybaby like Izuku, and he's not naive or stupid like Itadori, because even though he's thrust into a cutthroat, lethal, and ruthless world, he sees things for what they are, as they are, and does his best to adapt to it while not changing who he is at heart. Throughout the story, he's still a nice guy, but he will fuck you up in 2 clicks if you mess with him or the people he cares about. The second important character in this series is Kayden. I want to give you some insight into how badass this character is. Imagine a handsome, battle maniac prodigy with genius intellect. Do you have that image in your mind? Good. Now stop drooling, because Kayden is way better than that and whatever else you thirsty people have fantasized about. My guy is such a manic menace to society that the world of awakened ones have given him the moniker Break as his last name, because that's how on sight this dude is. Whenever you see this dude on the screen ready to square up with somebody, you know someone's about to get their shit ran. It's not a matter of whether Kayden wins, it's just how and when. The creators can balance that feeling of, oh shit, Kayden's here, with everything's gonna be fine because Kayden's here, and oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Kayden's here. But his first appearance doesn't convince you of that. We first see him just after he got his ass beat. This dude looks like he's been through it, like he had a train ran on him.
Pause! What is that?
Not like that, a real train.
You nasty.
So, long story short, the first appearance of Kayden is him fucked up as hell, and he's also running for his life. I swear, this dude is an absolute unit and one of the most powerful characters in the story. Imagine the protagonist of a story becoming the strongest in the universe, but then go back to the beginning of his Disciples anime to help him become the strongest. But the first protagonist gets beat up, becomes weak as hell, and grows stronger to reclaim their title as the strongest, while also helping his disciple become stronger. Kayden is portrayed as larger than life. Even the strongest characters in the series recognize this. But the creators dial him down to 0 so you can watch his progression to become the strongest again, while also helping Jiwoo become more powerful as well. So, through a concoction of unlikely events, Kayden takes Jiwoo under his wing, helps him, and trains him as an awakened one. This story is fantastic and wholesome, and you all should check it out. You definitely won't be disappointed. Hey yo, aren't you forgetting something? Oh yeah, there's a metric fuck ton of cats. Your favorite characters are cats. Cats are in Jiwoo's house. And cats are why Jiwoo gets into the world of awakened ones. The number 2 person at Shinhwa Association is obsessed with cats. Hell, even Kayden's a cat. This isn't a spoiler because it goes down in the first chapter. This super powerful, egotistical battle maniac that can wipe countries off the map and erase the entire lineage of someone who gets on his wrong side is a cute, fluffy, fat cat. Now are you all happy I mentioned the cats? Yeah, and don't you forget next time. Or what? What did you say? You know what? You got it. So stay tuned for more of this fantastic story and the continuation of the other series on this channel. Thank you so much for your support. You all have an excellent one. Bye.